This is the secret to getting hired by top companies like Amazon, JP Morgan, and Tesla. It's not just about your technical skills. It's about understanding tools like GRC audit software and how companies use it to prevent billion-dollar fines and security breaches. By the end of this video, you will know exactly how GRC software works, which tools dominate the industry, and how mastering them can fast-track your cybersecurity career. Now first, we'll see why GRC software is replacing outdated compliance method. Also, we'll compare the top tools that are being used by Fortune 500 companies so that you know which ones matter most. After that, I will walk how to start using GRC software today, even if you've never touched it before. And stick around to the end because I'm sharing 5 advanced career moves that will help you turn this knowledge into long-term success in cybersecurity. After today, you will walk into a cybersecurity job interview and you won't just talk about risk assessment, you will confidently explain how to automate compliance, eliminate security gaps, and also streamline audits. If you're getting value from this, please hit that like button and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. What I have seen happen often is that most cybersecurity professionals, they focus only on technical skills. They don't understand the governance, risk, and compliance side of security. So they get passed over for promotions and high-paying roles. Meanwhile, those who master GRC software are landing top jobs, getting fast-tracked into leadership, and they are leading compliance automation in their organizations. If you've been stuck focusing only on technical skills and missing out on higher-paying roles, that changes today. Now, let's get started with what's the big deal about GRC audit software. Are companies shifting to compliance automation faster than ever before? Why do I say if you want to get hired by top cybersecurity firms, you need to know GRC audit software? We will need to go back to the basics for this one. Most people think cybersecurity is all about firewalls, penetration testing, and chasing down threats. But that's just one side. That's just one domain. At the core of every secure organization are 3 critical pillars: governance, risk, and compliance. Governance is about having clear rules and accountability. Who's responsible for security, right? What policies need to be followed? Without governance, security is just guesswork. Risk, on the other hand, is about spotting and fixing problems before they turn into disaster. It's knowing where the biggest threats are and having a plan to stay ahead of them. While compliance, on the other hand, is about making sure the company follows the rules, whether it's ISO 27001 SOC 2 or HIPAA. Break the rules and you risk fines, lawsuits, or worse, you lose customers' trust. And companies are realizing that managing this manually just doesn't cut it anymore. Now, let's look at what's happening in the industry right now. For years, companies tracked compliance with spreadsheets, emails, and manual documentation. It worked until it didn't work anymore. Big companies started realizing that manual compliance was costing them millions in inefficiencies and also exposing them to massive security risk. And when a company like Amazon or Tesla loses money because of a security loophole, they don't just patch it. They rebuild the entire system to ensure that it never happens again. So, what happens when companies try to manage this manually? What happens? Mistakes, inefficiencies, massive security gaps. That's why businesses are moving fast toward compliance automation. In fact, the entire GRC software market is growing at over 30% per year, with tools like Audit Board, RSA Archer, and Metric Stream leading the charge. Why? Because these tools eliminate human error, they reduce audit costs, and they also ensure that companies stay compliant without the chaos of manual tracking. And the best part is companies need professionals who know how to operate these tools. The demand for cybersecurity experts with GRC software experience is skyrocketing, but most people have no idea how to leverage it. And that's where you get ahead. Before we talk about the tools, let me be clear on what GRC software actually does and why it's such a necessity in cybersecurity. Now, you already know GRC stands for governance, risk, and compliance. A GRC software is designed to automate and manage 3 areas within a company. Imagine the company as a massive ship, right? If you are on that ship, there are 3 things you need to do. Steer in the right direction, that's governance. Setting the company's cybersecurity policies, right, and compliance policies. Identify and avoid threats, that's for risk management. spotting vulnerabilities and security risk before they become a disaster, and then make sure everyone follows the rules. That's compliance. Ensuring the company meets legal and regulatory requirements like ISO 27001, PCI DSS, and SOC 2, right? So a GRC software centralizes and automates these processes. Now, instead of chasing down documents and manually checking controls, the software monitors security frameworks, collects audit evidence, and ensure compliance all in real time. See, naturally, the next question then is, which one should you learn? Because not all GRC tools are the same. Some are built for enterprise level risk management like RSA Archer, right? It's for enterprise level like FedEx, like Amazon and all that. While others are more focused on automating compliance for fast growing tech companies like Logic Gate, okay? And I will talk more on some popular tools, top organizations around the world use in a bit. But first, we need to be clear on why you need to know GRC software as a cybersecurity professional. Now, if you are in cybersecurity or trying to break in, you might be thinking, isn't GRC just for compliance teams? I can tell you for sure, no, not anymore. You need to understand two things, all right? Cybersecurity is no longer just about technical skills, and the best security professionals today, they understand risk, they understand compliance, and they understand governance just as well as they understand penetration testing or cloud security. The reason is this. Imagine you are applying for a cybersecurity role at a company like Tesla. The hiring manager asks you, how do we ensure compliance with ISO 27001 and avoid security fines? If you say, we will implement strong firewalls and access controls, trust me, you are missing the bigger picture. Yes, what organizations are looking for are professionals who know how to fight the present-day attacks with modern tools. This is the secret top security professionals have figured out. The more you align your skills with business needs, the more valuable you become. Now we know GRC software is a career game changer. Now let's get practical. Let's break down the top 4 GRC audit platforms that are used by Fortune 500 companies. Number 1, Audit Board. Number 2, RSA Archer. Number 3, Metric Stream. And number 4, Logic Gate. So top of the list, Audit Board. From experience, if you want to land a cybersecurity job at a company that takes compliance seriously, think financial services, healthcare, or SaaS startups chasing SOC 2 certification, then Audit Board is a tool you need to know. And equal to Audit Board is ServiceNow. Either you need to know Audit Board or you need to know ServiceNow. No doubt about that. Company use this because it is designed by auditors for auditors, meaning it streamlines compliance like no other. It has cross-comply feature that lets companies map single control across multiple frameworks. For example, a single access control policy can be applied to SOC 2, ISO 27001, and PCI DSS at the same time. So what that does is it eliminates duplication of work. And it also has automated workflows, which sends reminders for audits, gathers evidence automatically, and also ensure compliance deadlines are not missed. Let's say that you're working as a cybersecurity analyst in a fintech company and your manager asks, how do we maintain SOC 2 compliance without manually checking controls? If you know Audit Board, you can say, we integrate cross-comply to automate control testing, collect evidence in real time, and track our compliance score across different frameworks. That's the kind of answer that gets you promoted. And if you're just transitioning into cybersecurity, see, knowledge of a tool like this gives you an edge over other candidates. Now let's go to the second tool. The second tool to know is RSA Archer. Now, if you're aiming for a role in a large enterprise, bank, or government agency, RSA Archer is the gold standard in risk management. So, why do companies use it? RSA Archer offers centralized risk and compliance tracking. Every risk, every control, and every incident is logged into one system. It also has highly customizable workflows, right? So companies can configure risk assessment, policy sign-offs, and compliance automation, and deep integration with security tools. Archer pulls in real-time risk data from security systems to detect vulnerabilities before they become a problem. That's the kind of proactive security companies want. Now, third on the list is Metric Stream. Metric stream is where compliance meets cutting-edge technology. Yes, it's the go-to choice for companies that want AI-driven automation in their risk management process. I understand ServiceNow is also doing something like that now. Now with this tool, you have AI-powered risk detection because it uses machine learning to predict compliance failures before they happen. There's also continuous monitoring, right, which tracks security configurations, access logs, and policy violations in real time, and multi-framework compliance mapping that helps companies stay compliant with ISO 27001, NIST, GDPR, and more without manual intervention. Now, number 4 on our top 4 tool list is Logic Gate. So we have Logic Gate, okay? Risk Cloud, the most user-friendly customizable GRC tool out there. If you're working in a fast-growing startup or mid-sized company, this is the tool they are likely using. Why? It has a no-code workflow builder. This drag-and-drop automation means compliance teams can customize the platform without needing IT, which saves the company money, right? So it's best for startups and SMEs. Companies that can't afford large-scale GRC tools, they love Logic Gate because it's lightweight but powerful, and it also has integrated risk assessment. So companies can assess vendor risk, cybersecurity risk, and compliance gaps in one dashboard. Here is what we've learned. If you want to stand out in cybersecurity, learning GRC software is a must. And we broke down 4 powerhouse GRC platforms. The next question we must tackle is, how do you actually get hands-on experience with these tools? Because the challenge for most people starting a career in cybersecurity is getting real-world exposure before they land a job. This is where most people get stuck because we know these tools are valuable, but they are expensive, and most GRC platforms don't offer free trials. There's also the fact that they are locked behind corporate firewalls. So you can't just sign up for Audit Board or RSA Archer like you would for Gmail. And how do you even get started when you don't have real company data to work with? There are 4 proven ways to get hands-on experience, even if you don't currently have access to enterprise tools. The first way is to get access to free demos and training sandboxes. Most people assume these platforms are off limit. They're not. Magic Stream, Logic Gate, RSA Archer, they offer demos. These vendors provide sandbox environment where you can click around, explore features, and simulate workflows. To get access, just go to their website and request a demo as a security consultant. Some platforms even offer guided training accounts if you ask the right way. Once inside, focus on these 4 things. Okay? Explore risk registers to see how risks are logged and categorized. Look at policy management features to understand how companies track compliance. Check audit logs to learn how companies document compliance events. And then run a sample report to see how compliance teams generate reports for auditors. See, even if you don't work at a company using these tools, this gives you real exposure you can mention in interviews. The second way you can get access to these tools is to use open source GRC tools to simulate real scenarios. And you don't need an expensive enterprise to build GRC skills. You just need a strategy. Some of the best free GRC platforms you can use today are Eramba. Yeah, this is a free open source GRC platform that are used by small businesses. Another one is OpenGRC. It's a community-driven tool for compliance tracking. And there is Vanta, the limited free version. This one is a SOC 2 compliance tool with some free functionality. Now, for your practice, pick a framework. Let's say ISO 27001. Create a fake company inside a platform, right? Add security controls and compliance policies. Then run a mock compliance audit. And after that, generate reports as if you were preparing for a real audit. If you can build a sample compliance program in an open source tool, you can prove to employers that you understand GRC without needing an official job title. You know, I get a lot of messages from people asking how they can break into cybersecurity. It's tough, especially if you're like how I used to be, stuck in a job that doesn't pay enough, or feeling like you've hit a wall. I get it. That is why I created something more than just these videos you're watching. Something structured, practical, and focused on real action. It's called the 5-day Cybersecurity Job Challenge. This isn't just content you binge and forget. We're talking hands-on learning, real skills, and daily guidance. 2 hours a day for 5 days. It's all designed to push you from thinking about change to actually making it happen. Look, I love making these YouTube videos, but let's be honest. How many times have you watched a great video, thought, I'm going to do something about that, and then didn't? That is why this challenge is different. It's designed to be your support. Okay, we're not just learning, you're giving tasks, actionable steps every single day with live Q&As where I personally help you avoid mistakes and land the jobs that will change your life. Watching my videos is great, but if you want to go beyond watching, if you're ready to take real steps toward a $250,000 career a year, come join the challenge. The link is in the description below. You can't miss it. Now, enjoy the rest of this video, but don't forget to come back when you're ready to take that next step. If you prefer to get trained while you learn to use these tools, the next option is to take a GRC course that provides virtual lab. An example is Audit Board Community. They provide a free training on compliance workflows. Now, this is a great way to learn about tools because you will see the workflows in action and then follow structured exercises. Some of these courses offer certifications which can also boost your resume, and they often include case studies, case studies that simulate real-world compliance work. And the point is, if you complete one of these courses, you can confidently tell employers, I have trained in GRC audit software, practiced compliance workflows, and they know how to track risk in an enterprise setting. Then, the fourth and final way to learn how to use these tools is to build a GRC project for your portfolio. Like I say, the best way to stand out in cybersecurity isn't just certifications, it's proof of work. And to create a portfolio project, all you need to do is pick a security framework, maybe ISO 27001, SOC 2, or NIST. Then you want to use Google Sheets or Notion to simulate a GRC tool. Okay, with this, you will create a risk register that logs cybersecurity risk, build a compliance checklist with controls that are mapped to a real framework, and then document a mock audit report with findings and recommendations. See, once you're done, share it on LinkedIn or GitHub. If you can successfully complete this process, then instead of just saying, I'm learning GRC, you can show recruiters a structured risk management plan, a compliance tracker that mimics what real companies use, and best of all, a sample audit report proving you understand compliance workflows. Okay, now let's quickly summarize what we've covered. To get a real-world experience in using GRC audit tools even before landing your first job, method number 1, request demos and sandboxes from enterprise GRC platforms. Method number 2, use free GRC tools like Eramba and OpenGRC to simulate compliance tasks. Method 3, take online courses with hands-on lab and free and guided training. And method 4, build a GRC project in Google Sheets or Notion and then showcase it in your portfolio. See, getting hands-on experience is just the first step. The real question is, how do you turn that knowledge into long-term career success? Because simply knowing these tools isn't enough. You need to position yourself as a GRC leader. Honestly, just learning a tool won't guarantee success. That's the truth. Because the GRC field is evolving fast, and the people getting ahead are not just those who understand compliance. They're the ones leveraging automation. They master cross-functional skills, and they position themselves as decision makers in risk and compliance. So this is how you will not just land a GRC job, but you will also become indispensable in your career. First, master compliance automation and AI-driven GRC. See, we already agreed that manual compliance processes are dying, although many companies still rely on spreadsheets and emails to manage risk, right? But the industry is shifting fast. So to make sure you are positioned to be on the winning end of this movement, this is where you need the 5 career moves I told you about before. Now, let's go to the career move. Move number 1 is to become the GRC automation specialist. The best way to do this is to learn how to automate compliance workflows by setting up real-time control testing, continuous monitoring, and AI-based risk prediction. Also, get familiar with automated evidence collection tools. See, these tools eliminate the need for manual audit requests. And finally, understand continuous compliance monitoring. Instead of waiting for annual audit, companies are now tracking compliance in real time. Okay, learn how this works. For instance, let's say a financial company is struggling with compliance audit. See, instead of running manual evidence collection for SOC 2, right, you introduce an automated tool that continuously collects audit logs. The outcome is that compliance work that used to take months now happens in real time. And you save the company thousands of hours and you become the go-to GRC expert. This is what separates GRC analysts from GRC leaders. Secondly, learn the business side of GRC, not just the technical side. See, a mistake many cybersecurity and compliance professionals make is they focus only on controls, frameworks, and security gaps, but they ignore the business aspect, the business impact. You don't ignore that. Again, you need a career move for this. See, your career move number 2 is you need to speak the language of executives. Learn how GRC ties into business strategy. Like, how does risk management support company growth? Master cost benefit analysis. How do companies justify the cost of compliance softwares? And then learn how to show executives why strong compliance equal competitive advantage. See, these are the things that matter to business executives. Every decision they make has to improve the bottom line. Thirdly, to become indispensable in your career, you need to become a GRC data storyteller. Most compliance reports are just boring words of text. Executives don't want to read 50-page audit reports. They want fast insight. What you need to become, the guy who can do that, is career move number 3. Build compliance dashboards that speak to leadership. You want to master risk heat maps, visualizing the top cybersecurity risk in an organization. Then build interactive compliance dashboard using Power BI, Tableau, or built-in GRC tools. And then learn how to translate audit findings into actionable insight of, instead of just listing compliance gaps. For example, if you know how to do this, your real-time risk dashboard will show something like the top 3 compliance threats facing the company, the financial impact of unresolved risk, and a clear action plan for executives. See, this is how you stand out in GRC. You need to become that professional who can turn compliance data into business insights. Okay? Now, I hope you know these are shortcuts to getting to the top faster. Well, let's continue. Then, number 4 way to remain indispensable is get cross-industry experience. You don't want to box yourself in. Most professionals stay in one industry their whole career, but the fastest growing GRC experts, they move across industries: finance, healthcare, SaaS, government, and all that. Your career move number 4 is to expand your risk and compliance exposure. Get experience with multiple regulatory frameworks, from PCI DSS to HIPAA, SOX, GDPR, and NIST. Also, work on cross-functional risk projects. Be it third-party risk, IT compliance, operational risk, work on them. And then build industry-agnostic GRC skills. That means build skills that are relevant everywhere. Maybe you start your career today in financial service. You can also take on a healthcare compliance project, right? On your resume, those skills will look something like SOC 2, ISO 27001, and HIPAA compliance experience, versatility in handling different regulatory challenges. Suddenly, you are not limited to one sector. You are a risk and compliance strategist across industries. And finally, position yourself as a GRC subject matter expert. Most professionals wait years before speaking up. Don't be like that. In case you didn't know, the fastest growing GRC experts share insights early. As little as you believe you know, there's someone out there who can still learn from you. Meaning, your career move number 5 is to start teaching what you learn even now. Conduct free compliance training for companies. Write GRC playbooks, step-by-step guides on risk assessment, audit, automation, or give presentations at cybersecurity meetups, even if it's a small group. So far, I have outlined 5 career moves for you. You have absolutely no excuse not to get ahead in your career with all I have shared with you in this video. But there is more to learn. Go check out my other video on how to move into a 6-figure career fast with cybersecurity consulting. It's not just for those with years of experience, it's for people like you, okay? If this video helped you, let me know in the comment section which GRC tool are you most excited to learn. And if you haven't already, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. I've got more cybersecurity career strategies coming your way, and you won't want to miss them. I hope I'm leaving you today better than I found you. I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.